Howdy YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Gunman. So this video here, I'll be taking you guys through the clear coat stage on this Lamborghini Aventador. As you can see here, we've got all the parts off the car in the spray booth. I've already put the base coat color down and we're ready for clear. So just giving it a quick tack rag just on those blend sections. I find areas that you've fully colored, you don't generally need to tack rag, but the base coat that I used on this one was a PPG EnviroBase. I found that their color match was in fact quite good, and I did just the standard 3-coat system, so thinned the base coat down at 25%. You can see that it's nice and eggshelled. That color is somewhat of an indicator that the base coat is properly dry. Yeah, when I started using EnviroBase, they recommended me to thin it down at, I think it was like 15%, and it really just was not enough thinners in the base coat. So yeah, 25% across the board, unless I'm using the one visit, which I do actually often use the one visit, but on a car like this, you just sort of retreat to the safety of the 3-coat system. It's a little bit more forgiving. If something does go wrong, yeah, it's a bit easier. So yeah, I do use the one visit quite often, but yes, on a Lambo, you'd forgive me for just going the safe option of the standard 3-coat system. But the clear coat that I'm using is the LVC-131 Clear. It's probably my favorite. No, it's definitely my favorite PPG Clear. I used to have a bit of a laugh with my friends and I'd say, man, like PPG have got about 10 or 15 different clears and none of them are any good. That was before they brought out the 131, and I tell you what, they made up for lost time with the 131. Absolutely love this stuff. So it's a 2-to-1 clear and it doesn't take any thinners. The only time you can put some thinners in it is like a retarder for the really hot days. I found that the slow hardener on those hot days is enough. And if it's ever that hot that I would need a retarder, I would just put the job off until the morning. So yeah, this clear coat does want to go on flat. If I ever do need a little bit more body to it or a little bit more sort of orange peel, well then I will control that just through the heat of the clear coat. So as I was mentioning, there is no thinners in this, so you can't really adjust it with the thinners. So as I was mentioning before, I do like to heat the clear coat up, and for super flat finishes like this, I go for 35 degrees. I have mentioned in previous videos that I like to follow the scientific method. I'm a very scientific minded person, so I'll run sort of spray painting tests and I'll see what happens when I use different combinations of temperatures and guns and different pressure settings and distances and all that kind of stuff. So what you're seeing here is the results of 25 years of somewhat trial and error. I'm that kind of guy that'll just get in, like I've got to learn by making mistakes. And yeah, I know that if I walk into this spray booth with this clear at this temperature and this gun at these settings, I know that that clear is going to go down that way. So I guess that's another thing that I wanted to mention in this video is I am super relaxed when I'm painting this. There is no second thoughts, there is no doubting myself. I know exactly the results that I'm going to get out of this job before I even walk in there. So, and also another important thing is knowing that if something does go wrong, knowing that it's actually not that hard to fix it. So I still remember when I was starting out in my trade, like I was saying, 3rd or 4th year apprentice. So I always used to think to myself, this Hyundai panel, there's like theoretically, there's no difference between this Hyundai Getz or Santa Fe or whatever it is and a Lamborghini panel. It's just a panel. So I used to like sort of do my best and get that panel, like treat it like it was a Lambo. Now I treat a Lambo like it's a Hyundai. So I'm only sort of half joking there. But I guess I've got that confidence that I know exactly what I'm going to get. And I am half joking because I do actually walk into this booth with the settings in mind to get the glass flat clear. I don't do that with the Hyundai. But there is a little bit of truth in it because let's just say this car here, I say just because it's a Lambo doesn't mean that I don't blend. So that's actually one thing that I did want to mention too. So when I actually came up to this shop, this is another one of our shops in the same group of panel shops, and they needed me to come up and help out on this job here. They're like, oh man, the customer's going to be so fussy, rah rah rah, all that, as you can understand, like it's a Lambo. But I just walk in there and I'm like, man, like that color, because they didn't want me to blend the tailgate. And I'm like, man, you're either going to be happy with that color because it is so good. Like I can dick around for days and I'm never going to get it better than that. Like again, this is sort of coming from experience. Like, you're not going to get, you'll put a little bit of this in and then you'll see it on a different angle and you won't be happy with it. It's just the nature of metallics. You're never going to get them 100%. So once you see a really good color match, you just go for it, and you either accept that minor color difference, which might only be 2%, which you're probably actually perceiving yourself. You could literally paint the same panel and blend it, and if you didn't know that, you would see a difference in it, even if it's not there. You know what I mean? Because you're looking for it. But yeah, like, that's why I say I treat a Lambo exactly the same as I would treat any other car. And at the end of the day, I'm just doing, well, to a certain extent, I'm doing what I'm told. Like, I'm an employee. But to a certain extent, I do say that. Like, at a certain point, I'm going to have to put my foot down and just say, look, these are my boundaries. I'm like, I can do very good. I can't do better than that. If you think you can do better than that, well, then I'm not the man, right? And that's okay. Like, if you've got a better painter out there that can color match that color better than me, well, my time is too valuable to spend days and days on a fruitless endeavor, which you're never going to be happy with it, because I can just tell. Like, I'm like, man, you just blend that tailgate. I'm sorry, you blend to the moon. We blend the quarter panels if we have to, and we did. Like, that's why I just said, come on, man, like, that is a good color. All the other painters sort of agreed. They're like, yep, no, that's a good color. You're not going to get much better than that. And look, you've got to take your hat off to the manager. Like, he just wants the best for his client. You know, he's trying to get the best quality finish. But as a painter, sometimes you just got to say, look, this is my knowledge and skills, and, you know, hey, if you want better than that and you know somebody that can do better than that, well, then that's fine. But I'm not wasting 3 days of my life. And look, I haven't got much hair, guys, so I'm not pulling any more of it out unnecessarily. So let's quickly cover the spray gun and the settings. So we've got the Anest Iwata Lotus Edition, which is a Supernova. So the gun underneath it is a Supernova Series 1. It is a WS, is the air cap, WS 400, and it's got the 1.3 HD. So if you did want one of these spray guns Direct do still stock them. So this gun's a few years old now, and it was a limited edition. So you won't be able to get the Lotus in the beautiful green with the gold highlights. So yeah, you just go and get yourself a standard edition. Yeah, depending on when you're watching this, they may have another limited edition. I don't know. You'll just have to check the website. But the fluid tip I've got is the 1.3 HD. So yes, they are quite a unique spray gun, and they do seem to get it just that little bit flatter than most of my other guns do. Now, to be completely honest, I reckon I can probably get close to it, maybe with the Sada CC, but I didn't use, so occasionally when I'll do a video like this, I'll get some comments saying, hey, why didn't you use the Sada CC? And there's a good reason for it. It's just a little bit too slow. I want to pump that material on nice and fast, especially on a job like this, and I don't want a gun that's slowing me down. I do like the gun, and they do get like a nice sort of flat glassy finish to them, but sometimes can leave just wanting a bit more. That's what I found anyway. So this is the job straight after spray painting it. It's actually quite a clean job. There was a couple of little nibs in that door. You do get that sometimes when you lay them down flat, but this car was assembled and fitted up and all that at one shop, and then they actually brought it up to my shop to get it detailed. So my detailer Bob, the Indonesian guy, Irfan, he did all the polishing on it, and when it came up first, I'm like, have they already polished this? It was that clean, and I'm like, oh no, they haven't. There's like one or two, but there really wasn't much in it to buff, and there's definitely no orange peel to speak of. So I did absolutely pump the clear on this job, no holds barred. I'm not holding back on a Lambo, man. You got to pump that clear on, pump it on hard, baby. Oh man, it's nearly a sexual thing, just pumping 1.5 liters of clear through your filters. So what was it? It was 2 850 mils, so yeah, 1.7 actually, 1.7 liters of clear, and pretty much used every last drop of that. But have a look at that Lambo door, mate. I love those shapes. Like, it is quite a nice car, but if you know, somebody just said, hey, there you go, there's a Lambo, and I owned one, I would sell it and pay my house off. Make no mistake, at the end of the day, it is just a car. It's a nice car, but it's just another car, and that's what I was sort of getting at before, is that I walk in the booth with so much confidence these days that, like, it's, you know, it's not, I don't second guess myself. I know what I can do, and hey, as I say, look, if my best isn't good enough, well, at least you can say that you've done your best, you know. Yeah, that's you can hold your head high and say, look, I did my best, I tried, and there we go. Look, I do kind of like, I always, like, over the years, I was the guy in the panel shop, you know, there might be, say, 3 or 4 painters. I was always the guy that would put my hand up. I'm like, man, I'm doing that Benz, I'm doing that, like, 'cause I sort of like taking pride in my work and sort of, yeah, you know, doing the nice cars. Even since when I was an apprentice, I was like, oh man, can I do that one? Like, you would, and that's one thing that I found, like, and a little bit of advice, if there's people out there who are, don't get enough, you know, spray booth time, or they're an apprentice and they want to paint more, just annoy the hell out of the painter. Eventually they'll just say give up and let you paint it. And the way I see it also, if you can do something, they're not going to stop you from doing it, right? So if you ask to do the even if it is just a Hyundai, if you're at that level, right, that you're just learning, you're like, oh, can I just paint that guard, can I just paint that guard, and you nail it, and then the next time, if you're capable of doing it and you keep annoying them, they'll just let you do it. And then next thing you know, you're sitting up there next to them, doing, you know, just the standard jobs. And then from there, you can sort of springboard from there to the Lambos. So yeah, 2015 Lamborghini Aventador, beautiful car in black, gloss black. So most of the car here has got a vinyl wrap over it, and yeah, after we gave it a bit of a polish, the boys are going to put a vinyl wrap over the top of what we've painted as well, just to protect that paint. But this car here and that topic has given me an idea for a video, so I'm going to do a pros and cons paint versus wrap, and obviously it's going to be coming from a spray painter's perspective. But there's definitely there's more content than what you might think for a good Gunman video. Again, it'll be coming from a spray painter's perspective, so that'll be coming in the future. So I think that's one, like, yeah, you know, I think it'll be a good video. I think there's yeah, a lot to sort of dig into. But there you go. So we've obviously masked the car up to keep it all clean and make sure that we don't sort of burn any of the adjacent panels, of course, because it does have that wrap on it. So you don't want to hit that with a buff and sort of heat it up, because that could start melting it. But there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Coming out. Can you give it a rev up for us? That looks good, man.